Hello guys! A drastic change has happened to Milroe, to the point where he is being compared to Hurts. How did a guy who was discredited last year, now a leader at Bama and is even being compared to Hurts? Let's take a look at that, but first subscribe to the channel. Jalen Milroe has emerged as a true force in the college football scene and, by all indications, his name will be widely discussed at NFL draft boards in the coming years. Compared to Jalen Hurts, a former Alabama starter who is now shining in the NFL, Milroe is following a very similar path, both in terms of playing style and potential. Both are players with roots in Houston and, now, Milroe seems ready to follow in Hurts' footsteps, with the real possibility of becoming a starter of the caliber of his predecessor. With an impressive combination of athleticism and passing skills, Milroe began to catch the eye of NFL scouts as early as 2022 when he replaced Bryce Young against Arkansas. However, it was his recent dominant performance against Georgia that firmly put him on the radar as a top prospect for the 2025 draft. With a historic performance that saw Milroe not only outplay the previously favored Carson Beck but also demonstrate remarkable growth under head coach Kalen DeBoer and offensive coordinator Nick Sheridan, he proved that he is more than just a talented athlete. He is a complete quarterback. Completing 27 of 33 passes for 374 yards and 2 touchdowns, while also rushing for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns, Milroe became the first player in decades to put up such impressive numbers in a game against a top-5 opponent. It wasn't just a showcase of his athletic ability, something that has always been his strong suit, but a testament to his ability to command the field and lead the offense in a clinical manner. This evolution as a passer is what really caught the attention of NFL scouts, who now see Milroe as a talent capable of successfully transitioning to the professional level. Not only do scouts see physical similarities between Milroe and Jalen Hurts, but they also believe that if he continues to improve his game and win at a high level, Milroe could follow a similar trajectory in the NFL. And the comparison to Hurts, a player who has improved significantly under the right system and is now a star in the league, is more than fair. Much like Hurts, Milroe is showing that with the right development and opportunities, he has the tools to excel on Sundays. ESPN's top draft analyst Mel Kiper was adamant that Milroe is firmly in the running to be the first quarterback selected in the 2025 draft. Comparisons to players like Anthony Richardson, who was the 5th overall pick in the 2023 draft, highlight that Milroe not only has the same physical potential, but also superior skills in some areas, such as passing accuracy and impressive speed. Milroe's development has also silenced critics within Alabama's own fan base. Many questioned last season whether he was truly the best option to lead the team, with some advocating for Ty Simpson as the starter. However, after his decisive performance against Georgia's powerful defense, those questions appear to have been put to rest. Milroe has not only solidified his position as the leader of the Crimson Tide offense, but he has also demonstrated that he is what it takes to lead Alabama in the most important games of the season. If Jalen Milroe continues to play at the level he is so far in 2024, he will not only be in the conversation to be the first quarterback taken in the 2025 NFL Draft, but he could also become the number 1 overall pick. The Crimson Tide have produced a number of great quarterbacks in recent years, and Milroe is showing that he is what it takes to be the next big name on that list, following in the footsteps of Hurts and others who came before him. With the season in full swing, expectations are high, and Milroe has all the tools necessary to continue to surprise at both the college and professional levels. Let's stay positive moving forward. Alabama football fans have received some news that is sure to bring a smile to their faces. Auburn Tigers head coach Hugh Freeze appears to be safe to stay on through 2025, despite the obvious challenges facing the program. With Auburn mired in a string of disappointing seasons and a 2-3 start to 2024, the decision to keep Freeze at the helm may come as a bit of a relief to Crimson Tide fans. While Alabama has established itself as the number 1 team in the country, led by Kalen DeBoer in an offense that is becoming increasingly difficult to stop, Auburn continues to struggle. After a blowout against Oklahoma, the Tigers appear destined for their 4th consecutive season with a losing record, something unthinkable for a program that has historically sought to rival Alabama's success in college football. Auburn's last truly competitive season was in 2019, when Gus Malzahn led the team to a 9-4 record. It's been a free fall since then, with no winning season since 2020. Aggravating the situation is the relentless October schedule, with 3 road games against powerful SEC opponents Georgia, Missouri, and Kentucky. It's hard to imagine a scenario in which Auburn can muster more than one win in that span, leaving the Tigers with a 3-5 record and the daunting task of winning 3 of their final 4 games to secure bowl eligibility. While wins against ULM and Vanderbilt and Auburn seem likely, games against Texas A&M and the inevitable Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa paint a bleak picture for the end of the season. Even with these challenges, Auburn Athletic Director John Cohen seems to be standing by Freeze, highlighting the progress he's made in recruiting and the locker room environment. However, the reality is that panic among Auburn fans is growing. The fear that recent recruiting successes could evaporate if on-field results don't improve is palpable. And the fan base's patience may not last long if the results don't start to change soon. For Alabama fans, this situation has a special flavor. With confidence that their own program is at the top of college football and with Hugh Freeze seemingly secure in charge of an Auburn struggling to find its identity, there's a certain delight in watching their local rival continue its downward trajectory. Freeze's tenure, in the eyes of Alabama fans, can be seen as a positive thing, perhaps even wishing him a lifetime contract, a humorous reference that harks back to Gene Chizik, another Auburn coach who Crimson Tide fans were happy to see in the job for as long as possible. With the vast difference between the two programs, tranquility reigns in Tuscaloosa. While the Crimson Tide continues its journey to the college football playoff, Auburn appears to be fighting to salvage its season and, who knows, Hugh Freeze's future at the helm. What are your thoughts, Bama fans? Jamarcus Shephard, Alabama's co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach, recently shared a clear message for college football's up-and-coming talent. While speaking to reporters, he wasn't just addressing the media, he was delivering a powerful, direct pitch to recruits considering joining the Crimson Tide. His tone, enthusiasm, and passion for the competitiveness that defines Alabama were evident, and he served as a clear invitation to anyone who wants to be the best. Shephard began by praising cornerback Damani Jackson, highlighting his performance against Georgia, where he said Jackson unleashed a beast on the field. The coach emphasized how Jackson challenged Alabama's receivers, forcing the competition and raising the level of play. But what seemed like a simple answer about Jackson's performance quickly turned into a high-energy speech aimed at athletes who may be considering their future with the Crimson Tide. Shephard's message was simple but direct: competing with the best is the only path to excellence. That's why you, recruits, come to the University of Alabama, he said with conviction. His emphasis was clear: competing against the best day in and day out is what turns players into champions. For Shephard, practicing against someone lesser than you doesn't make progress, doesn't maximize an athlete's potential, and certainly doesn't prepare anyone for the rigors of the NFL. It was a statement that at Alabama, the challenge is present in every moment, in every practice, and that's what makes the program so special. Recruiting at Alabama has always been about that relentless pursuit of excellence. Under Kalen DeBoer's leadership, that philosophy seems to have intensified even further. Shephard's arrival from Washington has brought a new energy, and his approach to recruiting reflects that. It's not just about raw talent, it's about the mindset of wanting to compete at the highest level, every day. And that's what Shephard believes sets Alabama apart. In addition to his coaching role, Shephard has been instrumental in keeping the team aligned with the expectations of excellence. He was instrumental in the re-recruitment of Ryan Williams, a 17-year-old freshman who is already emerging as the team's top receiver. Shephard's ability to attract and develop young talent is undeniable, and his impact extends beyond the playing field. He is molding the next generation of Alabama stars. Shephard's enthusiasm is not just a recruiting strategy, but a genuine belief in what the Alabama program stands for. The message is clear: if you want to be the best, you have to train with the best. The Crimson Tide provides that environment and arena where daily competition not only hones skills, but prepares players for the professional level. At a time when college football is more competitive than ever, Shepherd and Kalen DeBoer's staff are making sure Alabama remains on top of its game by not only attracting the best talent, but also preparing them for the next level. And it's precisely this mindset of Shepherd's that seems to resonate with potential recruits. He's not just selling a program, he's offering the opportunity to be challenged and ultimately molded for greatness. For players who want more than just a college experience, who want to be the best at what they do, Shepherd's message is a promise that the path to success inevitably runs through Tuscaloosa. What about basketball? The injury to Chris Youngblood, a transfer from USF, presents an unexpected challenge for Alabama basketball, but also an opportunity to explore the depth of its roster. Youngblood, who was a projected starter this season, underwent ankle surgery and will likely miss much of the non-conference games. Youngblood's absence creates a void, but the Crimson Tide, under Nate Oates, have a deep enough roster to handle the adversity and remain competitive. Youngblood, who averaged 15 points per game and shot an impressive 41% from three last season for South Florida, was a key part of Oates' initial planning. The idea was to integrate him into a starting lineup of 5 seniors, alongside Mark Sears, Latrell Wrightsell, Grant Nelson and Clifford Omoruyi, a transfer from Rutgers. However, with the injury, Oates will need to adjust his strategy and find new combinations to fill the void left by Youngblood in non-conference games. For starters, Oates could turn to his veteran option by bringing in Pepperdine transfer Houston Millett to fill Youngblood's shoes. Millett is a solid shooter, shooting 37% from 3 in his career. Despite his injury issues over the summer, he recently returned to practice and has a skill set that fits Oates' quick, transition-focused style. His experience could be a key difference maker, maintaining the team's stability and offensive power while still maintaining the shooting dynamics that Youngblood would bring. However, Alabama also has a wealth of young, promising options. Aiden Holloway, an Auburn transfer, has been impressive in practice. Known as one of the best shooters in his high school class, Holloway could be a bold choice to replace Youngblood. His ability to spread the floor and hit long-range shots is exactly what Oates is looking for to keep the Crimson Tide offense flowing. While his freshman season at Auburn was inconsistent, Holloway has shown great potential in practice in Tuscaloosa, and Oates' trust in him could be the key to unlocking his talent. Another promising young option is LaBaron Philon, who has been a top prospect this summer. Oates has said that Philon has exceeded his expectations, and even before Youngblood's injury, he was already being considered for a significant role in the rotation. Philon brings size and athleticism, which gives him an advantage over Holloway, especially on defense. His inclusion in the starting lineup could give Alabama more defensive flexibility, and it could also open up space for Sears to play more off the ball, which could help him maximize his shooting talent. If Nate Oates decides to focus more on defense, 5-star freshman Darian Reed could be another interesting option. While Reed doesn't offer the same immediate shooting ability as Holloway or Philon, he is a versatile and reliable defender who can guard opposing ball handlers and protect the box. His presence could increase the Crimson Tide's defensive efficiency, balancing the offense with a more solid defensive stance. Youngblood's injury is certainly a blow, but Alabama is far from in trouble. The depth of the roster offers plenty of options, and Nate Oates, known for his ability to explore tactical combinations, will have plenty of opportunities to experiment with different formations. Whether he opts for the experience of Millett, the offensive explosiveness of Holloway and Philon, or the defensive versatility of Reed, Alabama will remain competitive and ready to face the challenges of the season. As Youngblood recovers, he is expected to be 100% by the start of SEC play, which will allow the Crimson Tide to have their full potential available at the most crucial time of the season. Until then, the depth of the roster will be tested, and this is a good opportunity for Alabama's young talent to show their worth and contribute in a meaningful way. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.